What's up guys, Bass Boys here. Probably noticed the camera looks a little different here. It's because I'm filming on my phone. And the reason for that is because the GoPro is broke, otherwise I wouldn't be making this video. But yeah, this is the GoPro Hero 11. I've had it for about 2 years now. And about 4 or 5 days ago, I was fishing, because I use the camera. That's all I use it for, is like fishing. I gotta, obviously we're on YouTube here, that's what I use it for. Yeah, just out fishing, recording, and then the camera just shuts off while I'm recording. Didn't make any sound, didn't make any beeps. So I was thinking, it just glitched out the SD card. Sometimes like the SD card will glitch, and then it'll stop your recording, and then I'll have to repair the file. That crap happens all the time. I mean, it's like a daily thing with this, or it happens at least 4 or 5 times out there, like every day. Yeah, stop recording. So I was already angry. I already have the camera overheating all the time. I always got to check and make sure it's not going to overheat and ruin the video. And then it's like impossible to cool the thing down, like when you're out there. Especially if you got no airflow. If you got no airflow, this thing will be like an oven. But yeah, I looked up on my phone because I was panicking, thinking GoPro is trashed. It's broke. Got to buy a new one. Took the battery out. I took it out of the medium mod, because I have it in a medium mod. And then took the battery out, took the SD card out, and then they say to clean the SD card, wipe it a little with your finger or something. I didn't do that. It just said, remove the SD card and take the battery out, and then plug it in directly to the back here. Now I did do obviously tried the battery multiple times without the light turning on at all, no matter what I did. Even if I put the battery in, held the power mode button for 15 seconds. I did all sorts of different things to try to get it to turn on, but the one thing that worked was taking the SD card out, taking the battery out, plugging it in right here. And then I have a little external battery, because you gotta have that when you're out there, because I'm not gonna carry around like 100 batteries and take the camera out all the time. But yeah, external battery, plugged it in, and then that did it. That made the light flash. I was thinking, oh, I'm all good, it's gonna work now. And it did work for the rest of the time that day. And then went home, turned the camera off and on multiple times without any problem at all. The camera wasn't exposed to any kind of rain during any of these times. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's been in some rain sometimes, but just kind of getting on the screen and stuff like that. I mean, never have I brought it in the water. I never like went diving and brought the camera. They say you can bring it down 30 feet. But, I never had it in the water. But yeah, the cord thing without the battery worked. So then the next day, went fishing again. Exact same thing happened. Camera shuts off during the recording. And it was stupid, because it happened like 5 minutes into the trip. And then I was sitting there for like an hour trying to get the thing to turn back on. I'm like, I just gave up, because it wouldn't. Pretty much accepted the fact that I'm gonna have to buy a new one, because this one is broke. But yeah, tried the same method. Took the battery out, took the SD card out. Didn't work. Nothing was working. Fresh batteries here. Charge it up. I tried wiggling it in there, pushing it in. Maybe it's not lining up with the terminals, the batteries in there. nothing's working. Do this. Have the battery in there, hold the power mode button. Hold that for 15 seconds, they say, or 30 seconds, or a minute. But I mean, 15 seconds should be good. You would see a light flash if it were to turn on. It'd be kind of funny if it did during the video, because I've been trying to turn this thing on for 5 days. I try a little bit every day, like try for like 10 minutes. There you go. Absolutely nothing. Sometimes they say take the battery out, and I got outlet here, got it plugged in. Say to plug it in, kind of like the way I got it to turn on before. That could do the trick, but it won't. Not even that'll do anything. So I pretty much knew that it was probably broke, and I was gonna have to get a new camera, because this one's 2 years old. 2 years old, $400, and plus many other accessories, so a lot more. But I mean, we're not counting any of that, because all that stuff works still. But the camera is broke. But yeah, I bought the Hero 12. I just bought the 1 year newer. I didn't bother getting the 13. It looks cool, but I just settled for the 12. I mean, not that the 12 to the 13 there's much of a difference, other than I know they got like a new battery. You can't use these. And then one other reason why I didn't buy the 13 GoPro is because apparently you can't record with it with the battery out, because with this one, with the 10 and 11, I think they had some update where you can record without a battery, which could be good for, you know, hot days. But I still remember having a problem with it, even when I had the battery out recording, it still would overheat. But I think it definitely reduces it. But yeah, the 13 apparently doesn't work like that. So once I saw that, I was like, I should probably just get the 12. But maybe eventually the 13 will have that, or the 14 eventually. I don't know. Hopefully this next camera lasts for a long time. I don't gotta buy another one, because pretty much at GoPro, it's I think it's 1 year warranty. But if you have the subscription or whatever it is for the cloud or something like that, I think you could get a camera at any point. Not sure if it's like there's like a limit to the years, how many years. Like if you go past 1 year, maybe you gotta pay a fee or something for a new one. But if it's lower than a year, then maybe they just give you one for free to replace it. But yeah, this one's 2 years old, so they're not gonna do nothing. I emailed them, but I already know they're not gonna do nothing. There's a good chance they're not gonna do nothing, but if they do, then I'll have 2 cameras. So yeah, pretty disappointed in the GoPro. Actually, very disappointed, to be honest. It's kind of sucks. It definitely sucks. I guess the moral of the story is maybe don't buy a GoPro. Maybe go with the DJI or that other brand, the 360 or something. I forget the name. But I just always thought, since I had an older GoPro, like the Hero, the first one or something. It was like a really old one, and I know it still works. I haven't used it much, but that one's like over 10 years old. It's like 1080/30, so a real old camera. But anyway, yeah, buy a GoPro, your own risk. You'll probably run into trouble, but more than likely you'll run into trouble with any of these cameras, especially in heat. especially if you're recording for long periods of time, and maybe all the overheating constantly with this camera. Maybe that's what did it. That's what ruined it. It's possible. I mean, this thing is overheated probably 100 times in 2 years when I'm out there. It doesn't matter. Like if you're in sun, like just like blazing sun out there, this thing will overheat in probably 20 minutes or less, especially when it's like 90. If there's no wind and it's like 90, you'll have to constantly be just you can't record long periods of time or it'll overheat. And you gotta have some wind. If you get some wind, then it usually stays pretty cool. But even when it's 70 degrees out, cloudy, calm, this thing overheated almost the same way, like so quick. And then I always was lowering the resolution to 4K 30, and I wanted to film 4K 60, so it's it's smooth. It's the whole reason I bought a GoPro, so I can record high quality video. But in certain conditions, you can't do that with this. Anyway, thanks for watching. And if this happened to you, I guess, if you have a GoPro too and the same thing happened, maybe put it in the comments. Let me know if this happened to you. And yeah, see you guys out on the water with the new GoPro, hopefully pretty soon.